LTU Sports Report is brought to you by the City of Southfield, the center of it all, and Hungry Howie's, famous for flavor.
Hello and welcome inside the LTU studios for another jam-packed edition of the LTU Sports Report. I'm Jason Ross Jr.
And I'm Jenna Skelski. We've got highlights from basketball to volleyball and even women's tennis action with some baseball sprinkled on top.
That's right, Jen. We have a lot to get to, so let's start off the show and head inside the Don Riddler Fieldhouse.
This season, the men's basketball team has shown glimpses of great basketball, but have failed to put together a full 40-minute game. Can they stop the 16-10 Indiana Tech Warriors? Let's find out. Midway through the first half, the Blue Devils are down 7, and it would be the sharpshooter Alec Ivanich who drops down the open 3 to bring the Blue Devils within 5. Still in the first half, the Blue Devils' leading scorer Jordan Henry toys with his defender and pops a 3 from way downtown. Henry is averaging just over 14 points a game. In a low-scoring first half, the Blue Devils were down 5 going into the break. Coming out of the locker room, the comeback continues, as it would be the freshman Gunnar Gustafson who threads the needle through 2 defenders to Brandon Beavers for the easy 2 points, and that would bring the Devils within 6. Time is not on the Blue Devils side, but the three-point king Carter France hits his second 3 of the game, and it's a big shot from behind the arc. However, the Blue Devils would run out of time and fall just short to the Warriors with a final score of 53-41.
I thought we played hard defensively. I thought our energy and effort was there, but we couldn't put the ball in the basket. And it's a tough game when you shoot 27% and only score 41 points. So to hold a good team to 53, I thought they shot a little bit higher percentage in the second half than we would have liked, but to hold a good team to 53, you should be able to win that game. Couldn't put the ball in the basket. We just got to keep getting better, just individually. We know we got a young group, and we know our best is yet to come. So we got to continue to work and get better on our offensive skill and different things like that. It's a tough shooting night, and again, it's a hard game when the ball doesn't go in the basket.
The LTU men's basketball team will be back in action tomorrow, Saturday, February 15th, for a matchup against Siena Heights. Tip-off is at 3 p.m. inside Don Riddler. Now, with spring right around the corner, we went swinging with the baseball team as they prepare for the upcoming season.
We've all grown together now, and we know each other's personalities and what we do well and what we don't. So we've just really learned to work really well together. So I think this year is going to be a really good year now that we're, this is our team now and we're ready to go.
We just want to be a little bit better in every position. I don't know that we'll match the number of wins. Certainly that's our goal. But we want to throw a little bit better this year. We want to pick it up a little better this year, move runners around, and just make sure that we compete with every at-bat and every pitch.
My freshman year here, we didn't do so hot. Last year we did much better. I think players are developing more. Trying to make it past into the World Series even. I mean, that's what we're hoping for. Of course, we hope to win 30 more games, but say expectations are pretty high with this older group of guys. I mean, we got a great pitcher, Alec Wichikowski, David Klug. We got a lot of old guys that can do great things, and we're excited.
Last year we finished top 3. I'd expect the same thing out of us this year. This year we're going to win some playoff games, hopefully. That's the goal. And then once we get to that point, we hit that step, then the next step is obviously to win the tournament or win the season and make it to the opening round.
Our challenge now is to take it from this level and move it to the next one, both on the field and in the classroom. We try to pay attention to both where we're academically sound, and the baseball will take care of itself. We're going to get better each and every year, whether that means an increase in wins or not. Incrementally, we're going to be better. There's nothing that's going to give us a hardship other than ourselves, and so far these young guys have had great work ethic and done everything we've asked them to do.
The LTU baseball team will start their season on the road next Friday and Saturday as the Blue Devils travel down to Indiana for 2 doubleheaders against Grace College and St. Xavier. Another spring sport also recently started up and had their first matchup of the season. The women's tennis team squared up against Spring Arbor right here in our own backyard at the Franklin Athletic Club.
I think everything went really well today, especially for being our season opener, our first match. I believe we won 5 of the singles matches, which is really well for us, and we won 2 of the doubles, and then the second one ended up being clinched. So yeah, I think everyone played really well. Our one singles was out, unfortunately, but our other team member, Sammy, stepped up really well and she won today. So we're all really proud of her.
Well, in practice, we've all been playing very well. We've all been improving. We can all see it. I know the nerves were there today, so we all started off a little tense with the nerves, but in the end, we knew that our practice was paying off and we all felt it. I know in doubles sometimes our chemistry can be a little off, but we're all very close, so some of our teams are new. But the fact that we are close really helps with that, so the friendship kind of builds the teamwork in our doubles.
I think things went well. We won 5-2. Spring Arbor is always a great team. They're always well coached. The kids are great. It's always a good sportsmanship match. We were very lucky to pull out the doubles point. Both teams played, I should say all three teams played very, very well. We had to mix some doubles teams up simply because we've still got a kid that has an injury, and so we have her out of the lineup. So it kind of was a chess match today.
I think today was a great stepping stone. It being the first match and not normally playing against other people than ourselves, I think it sets a great tone for the rest of the season, and I think we'll do really well.
It's time for a quick break, but before we go, the Lawrence Tech men's soccer team is hosting a camp on Sunday, June 28th for the high schoolers looking to play at the next level. For more information, head over to the website posted on your screen right now. More Blue Devil highlights coming up next on the LTU Sports Report.
We're getting reports that you have over 40,000 flavor combinations.
That's right.
May I examine one, ma'am? Is this real cheese?
100% real mozzarella, officer.
Explain this dough.
Made fresh daily.
I'm gonna have to confiscate this as evidence.
Aren't you a mall cop?
All units, someone's in the fountain.
10-4, Tiger on the prowl.
Treat yourself to the world's first stuffed flavored crust pizza. And now for just $6.99, try our new stuffed Howie bread.
Hungry? Howie!
Welcome back to the LTU Sports Report. I'm Jason Ross Jr. Well, the men's volleyball team was back in action Monday night as the Blue Devils seek 2 wins in a row for the first time all season. Let's head inside the Don Riddler Fieldhouse for their matchup against Olivet College.
The Lawrence Tech men's volleyball team looks to win 2 in a row against the Comets of Olivet College. The Blue Devils have gotten key player Joshua Eckert back in, and the team has started to gel nicely. Can the Blue Devils use their momentum to carry them to another win? Let's find out. Starting in the first set, it was all LTU as they jumped out to a quick 3-0 lead after freshman Patrick Newell comes up with a nice tip pass over the net. The Blue Devils go on to win the first set 25-20. On to the second set, the intensity raises a notch. The Blue Devils are diving all over the floor, and it would be the senior Joshua Eckert who comes up big, hitting the ball to the back right and out of reach of the Comets defender. LTU wins the second set 25-20. Moving along to the third set, where the Blue Devils look to get their first sweep of the season. Starting off with nice ball movement by the Devils, but the length of the big men up front gets the job done as 6'6 senior Max Jewett and 6'1 junior Zach Narkevich, who comes up with a big block to stop the Comets from scoring. Still, in the third, the most intense set of the night. Score is 30-29. LTU needs one more point to win. And it would be Eckert again who comes up with the game-sealing kill. The Blue Devils win the third set 31-29, and LTU would sweep in 3 sets.
Just came off a big win on Saturday, and so we were taking that positive momentum into the game today. And we knew that we had to get our middles involved early because last match we didn't get them involved early enough. We had Josh coming back too. It was really important to get him involved. Our mindset tonight was to attack the middle and try to pass as best as we could.
Again, we're starting 2-3 freshmen, right, and then a couple soccer players that haven't played much. So I mean, that's 3-4 of the guys that have been playing for less than 2 years. So that's a lot. And then we're asking them to do a lot too. So we're just throwing them out there and saying, hey, be athletic and then get engaged. And tonight they put it all together.
Congrats to my fellow Blue Devils on winning 2 in a row. The men's volleyball team was back in action on Wednesday night, and unfortunately they fell to Aquinas in straight sets. The next match for the Blue Devils is on the road against Indiana Tech, Wednesday, February 19th at 7:30 p.m. Hey, speaking of Indiana Tech, we now head back inside Don Riddler for women's basketball for the Blue Devils matchup against the Warriors.
Perfect.
We're back inside Don Riddler Fieldhouse as the women's basketball team takes on the Warriors of Indiana Tech in a much anticipated WAC conference matchup. The Blue Devils are looking to bounce back from a stunning loss against Madonna, while the Warriors are currently riding an 11-game win streak. Starting in the first quarter, game tied at 11 apiece. Here's a little in-and-out play between senior Hope Dollarhide and sophomore Kendall Fisher, and it would be Fisher who nails the three from downtown, putting the Blue Devils up 3. On to the second quarter now, LTU down 10, but here's Fisher who drives down the lane, stops, pops, and swishes the jumper to pull the Blue Devils within 8. We have a tight battle on our hands as the Blue Devils are down just 4 headed into the break. Jumping to the end of the third quarter, LTU struggling to make a bucket, but the East Lansing native Danielle Hansen changes that as she shakes her defender and lays the ball in for 2. To the fourth quarter now, the Warriors have blown the game wide open, but quitting is not in the Blue Devils' DNA as senior Hope Dollarhide spins past her defender and makes the layup for the easy 2 points. However, the scoring blitz from the Warriors was too much to handle as the Blue Devils dropped this one, 79-50 your final score.
Just a different mentality. Been trying to have a scorer's mentality while also being a good teammate for the rest of my team. When we move the ball, we're at our best. When we push it in transition, we're at our best. So just picking everyone up, giving everyone the confidence that we trust everyone to step up and score.
Mamba mentality, you know, we got the shirts, the warm-ups, Mamba mentality, you know. But it's not a sometimes mentality, it's an all the time, you know. When you walk on the court, you got to be ready to go, and tonight we were for 20, 25 minutes, and, you know, that's been one of our weaknesses this year, is just putting together 40 minutes, and we got a big game on Saturday. We're going to play for our seniors, and we're going to rally, we're going to put together a good game plan, and we're ready, so you got to move on. Next play mentality.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this edition of the LTU Sports Report. It's a very busy weekend for my fellow Blue Devils. The bowling teams are competing in a 3-day event right now at the Hoosier Classic in Indiana.
It's senior day inside Don Riddler on Saturday afternoon for the men's and women's basketball teams as they welcome in Siena Heights. Women's tip-off is at 1 p.m. and men's at 3 p.m.
Also on the 15th, the women's lacrosse team heads indoors at Detroit Country Day for a 2 p.m. tilt against Albion, and the men's team has a scrimmage on Sunday the 16th versus Central Michigan at 4 p.m.
And finally, on Saturday, the tennis teams travel to Lima, Ohio for the Uno Racers Indoor Invitational. Good luck to all Blue Devils this weekend. For Jason Ross Jr., I'm Jenna Skelski. Have a splendid weekend, everybody.